Well, equity and debt sponsor company Mercantec Capital has committed itself to donating to the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund. Now, the company, listen to this, is going to donate R100 for each CEO who takes part in their quarterly Mercantec CEO Confidence Index. I understand it's essentially a questionnaire. Let's find out if I'm on the right track here and find out how this is going to happen. I'm joined by the head of buy-side for M&A. It's Miles Waldeck this morning from Johannesburg. Hello to you, Miles. Appreciate the time. Just let me start here for a second. Forgive me. How much money are you expecting to raise if it's R100 from each CEO? How many CEOs are you planning to get R100 from?
Well, thank you for having me on. Our quarterly questionnaire goes out to thousands of CEOs. We've had an overwhelming response rate. So I can't quote you on the exact figure, but it is quite substantial. It's been unanimously endorsed. So we're very, very positive about the response rate that we've received.
So this is the R100 that Mercantec Capital is putting forward for each CEO. How much are the CEOs putting in to support the fund?
It's only a donation from Mercantec's side. There's nothing on the CEO's side. So unfortunately, there's no match at this stage. Maybe for future endeavours.
I was about to say there might be a challenge for CEOs sitting there. CEOs earn a lot of money. I'm sure they could do a bit more than just donate and let you donate if they answer a questionnaire. All right, let's get into it though. So why is this happening? Give us a sense of where the idea came from.
So just to put you in a nutshell, the survey has been in existence since 2009. It's been around for 13 years. Basically, the Confidence Index is a quarterly questionnaire that goes out to South Africa's leading CEOs across our leading listed and largest private institutions. Basically, it collates their views on what their expectations of the economy and their future expectations in terms of where we think the economy can be heading. Consisting of 5 components, it's calculated on a net balance between 0 and 100 and is calculated by taking the increase in CEO confidence less the decrease in CEO confidence. What's quite unique about this questionnaire is that it allows us to get industry insights as it's done on a sectoral basis.
Give me a sense of the big sectors then that are giving their feedback in this. I'll tell you why, but anything to do with the economy and anything to do with confidence, we know how important that is as well. So if this is the lowest level since 2019, that says quite a lot, because since 2019, of course we all know this, we've gone through COVID-19. We've come out the back end of that. We're now into load shedding as well. So tell me why, from your understanding, it's so low at the moment.
So, Gareth, unfortunately, we've seen an echoing of where we were in 2019. The same points that were raised, concerns regarding blackouts, concerns regarding SARS, and concerns regarding government's capacity to deal with infrastructure complaints. So, unfortunately, we're seeing an echo of messages that we've seen previously, and it's affected all sectors of the economy. Our survey goes across 6 sectors: basic resources, technology, consumer goods, consumer services, financials, and industrials. All were significantly down, with basic resources and consumer goods down the highest, with 22% and 23% respectively. Unfortunately, we're just seeing an echo of similar problems that have yet to be dealt with. Maybe we'll see something at the polls next year. Hopefully, the new electricity minister can make some significant changes, and we can get back to being South Africans.
Well, as the president says, we're a nation of hope and resilience. And certainly that's what we're all holding on to right now. I want to just turn my attention to the Nelson Mandela Fund as well. Why that NGO? Why is that the one that's been chosen for the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund?
As we know, healthcare in South Africa, it's a basic human right, and it's also something that's been neglected from a state level. We believe that helping and serving underserved children is the best way to use our charitable donations, and this can make one of the largest impacts, we believe, from a corporate sector. And we encourage all other corporates to do similar types of initiatives, because it's only when we work hand in hand can we make South Africa a better country.
And when we now start looking at why this is important for South Africans, I'll tell you why I'm asking the question, because it's R100 being donated to each CEO that takes part in this. What's the relevance for South Africans watching this at the moment? What's the hope that they take away from an initiative like this?
Well, hopefully we can inspire others to make a difference. And not only does this confidence index provide a useful barometer for where we are as a country and where we're heading, I'm hoping our initiative at Mercantec Capital can inspire other corporates to take up the baton and lead from the front, because it's only through a collective effort can we really make a difference. And I believe we can make a substantial difference, even if, no matter how small, from R100 per CEO hopefully others can match and we can take this to new and greater heights.
Now, speaking of heights, I imagine this is not just local CEOs. Are we talking international CEOs, or is this very, very locally focused?
So this is only companies that are operating in South Africa. So it does go out to a few foreign CEOs, but you've got to have a presence here. So large multinationals, large private businesses, leading listed businesses, etc. So, but you've got to be a company that's domiciled in South Africa. So there might be...
Go ahead.
No apologies.
I was about to ask you, what is the amount of money that you're looking to raise in the end? Is there a target? What's the big aim at the end?
There's no specific target at this stage. It's just trying to reach as many as possible. So it's more of an incentive to get you to respond than to try and as more than a money-making initiative per se.
And I just want to end our conversation by asking about this specialised care for South Africa's underprivileged children, specifically back once again to the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund. What sort of specialised care are we talking about? Because we know how expensive medical care is in our country. Is there one particular focus where the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund wants to funnel this money to?
I would be speaking out of turn. I do know it is in the pediatrics and it will be going towards equipment if I'm not mistaken. So it should be helping retrofit and help out the wards, etc.
All right, well, I appreciate your time. Miles Waldeck, head of buy-side for M&A. It's head of M&A buy-side. I feel like I'm getting that wrong. Head of M&A buy-side, but I appreciate your time, Miles Waldeck, and congratulations to the CEOs for taking part in the survey. And then 100 Rand being donated by Mercantech Capital as well. Why aren't the CEOs matching that number? Where's the CEOs on this? But Miles, all the best to you and your team. Thanks very much this morning for your time.